everyone, this is Jan. Happy New Year. I hope your New Year's going good for you. I know I've been offline here for at least a month, so I thought I better make a video so I remember how to do YouTube. So I decided I would go ahead and work on this little painting here, but I'm not going to do it in watercolor. What you see here is done in watercolor. So I'm just going to use the watercolor paper. It's a watercolor block form. I like those. I'm going to use acrylics because they don't buckle as much whenever you paint on them. I can see a little bit of buckling, but not a whole lot. So I got it this far, and for some reason I decided to quit on it, and I don't remember why. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this rose and finish these leaves here. Just do a quick little 15-minute rose painting here and see how it goes. Now the paints I have here, believe it or not, I have had these paints in here for a month now. And would you believe that they're still wet and ready to use? That's unbelievable. I must have had that top on there with the sponge really wet for it to stay that way. But anyway, I have loaded up, looks like a magenta and a white. And I have gone back and forth on the palette here. Let me get in view here. And just pick up a little floating medium with it so that your paint flows good. And I picked up a little bit of blue here, a real light blue. I don't even remember what colors are on this palette here. It's been too long. But anyway, just get you a little strip here going in your colors here. And let's go ahead and go to our canvas, and what we're going to do is we're just going to put in some of the background on the rose here. So I'm just going to start back here, and I'm just going to scuff color like that. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the blending gel. Now I'm doing a rough, what I call a rough stroke here. And I'm not doing, you know, the circle type. I'm picking up my brush, pick it up and lay it down. I like a loose look. And as I come around on that stroke there, see, I do a shell. Now I want that to show up a little more, so I picked up a little white. Okay, and then I just come around like that. Pick up a little white. I'm going to variate my color here. Touch. I'm going to totally ignore those leaves down there. I'm going to pick up a little bit more floating medium. Remember, when you paint on paper, everything is pretty dry. Okay, now see how with that stroke you get other little petals in here? So if you get petals that don't show up very much, pick up a little bit more white. I'm picking up a little bit more of the white with the pink. Now I'm going to tilt this because my rose is going to go in this direction, okay? So let's do a partial second layer. I like to do this when it sets up a little bit, but it seems to be okay. The paper allows it to dry enough to where you can go ahead and put in these petals kind of roughly, rather than it being so slick on you that you can't put in the petal. Okay, oops. I see a big old glob on the end of that brush. Now, I know a lot of times there are artists who like the globby look. I like it to a certain degree, and then I don't want it globby. But when I lay my brush down, now this one here, I'm going to pick up a little more white. See, because I want that to show up. See, so I'm coming in here, a little more white on the edge of my brush. Now this in here, I want this to be, I want the petals to come in. See, here's the bottom right here. So I want, let's see if I can get this in here. If I come up, see right there? Okay, if I come up, and then I come right back down. Now I'll pick up a little more blue on that. Okay, but I got a little petal out here I have to do. So let's come in. Let's put a little petal right here. It's a little dry right there, but I'm going to sneak it in there. Okay, this one, I want that one to come over like that and come back down. I want that to look like that one's like that. Pick up a little more white with the pink, a little more float. See, I want that one to look like it's laying right there. Right there. Okay, I want another one here to come up like that. I want this one, I want it more white. Let's pick up white. This one to lay that way. I want it to swoop around like that. Now what I need to do is to come back in. Let's add some dark pink before I get too far in here, because that's going to be the center of this little rose here. Okay, so let's get that in there. I should have done that at first, but I didn't. You know, sometimes you get going on it and you think, oh, I should have put that in. But we can go ahead and do that. Bitty pat it in. There we go. Long as it comes like that, and that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, so this one's coming up this way, like that. Swing it back. I'm working off the tip of the brush right now. So you see how these two petals look like they're coming in. Okay. A little more pink on the back of the brush. I'm using a angle brush. Alright, those two are coming in. Now, how about this one here? I'd kind of like it to be open right here, so we have this one. Let's pick up a little more white on that edge. This one, let's pick up, and then swing up like this. I'm working off the tip now. And that one's just going to lay right back down. I'm going to connect it to that right there. See if we can get that one to look like it's all part of this one. You can arrange these petals any way you want to. It's kind of fun arranging them to where they just go different directions. This one here, I'm going to lean it this way. I want it to connect to that. But it's kind of globby right there, so I don't want it globby. I want a smooth edge. I want that to roll up. Okay, so that one looks like it curls up. That way this one will come down. This one, I have a little edge going here. So let's keep that edge right there. Smooth that out. This edge here, smooth that right back down. This edge, let's go ahead and smooth that. Let me pick up some more color. Let's just make a little petal right here. Got one coming off right there. Okay, then we don't have to worry about that. Okay, now let's go ahead and highlight some of these if we want to. Let's see. Let's take this little edge here now that I'm looking at it. What if we want to extend it like maybe to right there? Yeah, I like that better. Alright, let's take some white here. I'm working on the tip. There, that left an edge on that. Let me turn this like this, and I'm going to make an edge right here on this one. Yeah, and there's going to come in like that. So look at your rows and see if there's any other place. Now I can see right here where I might lighten that up a little bit. I want to make it scruffy looking. If I want dark, I work off the back edge. This back edge here, if I want it light, I work off at the tip of it. Okay, so that's all we need to do on that rose there. Now I'm just going to take my brush and wipe it on a paper towel. We're going to pick up some greens. Okay, I'm going to pick up white on the tip of that brush. And your leaves, I'm going to pick up a little floating medium or blending gel, whichever one you like to work with. I like working with the blending gel quite a bit. So now, go ahead and turn your work, and we're going to sneak in a few of these leaves here. Okay, and again, I do the leaves the same way. Sneak it in right there. Come up, sneak it in here. Okay, make it the length of your, put a little more weight on this one. Make it a little fluffy on the edges. Back corner here, just kind of soften it in the middle. I keep it real scruffy. Now come back, working off of the tip. And you can come back, add your little fades to it if you want to. Like that. Okay, that would be one length. And if you want to change it up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to make another strip over here. I'm going to get a little blending gel. You have to use blending gel or your floating medium when you're on paper. Paper's real dry, and in order for you to get a nice blend on this paper, you have to work with it a little bit wetter. This one's underneath, and I'm going to go right here, I'm working off the back corner, go right underneath this leaf, just like that. Okay, the half of the leaf is right there. Now let's, excuse me, let's come in, and we're going to do the other side. Now I'm sorry I have to move my work so much, but you know, you have to paint a certain direction to get what you want. Okay, I'm leaning on the back edge, now I'm on the front edge. Okay, I want a little blue with that. A little blue on that edge. There we go. Now I'm working off of the back edge. So, to fill that in. There we go. Pitty patting here. Ooh, got a little pink in there. Okay. There's the edge. Now go ahead and put your veins in. There we go. Okay. Okay, we've got a couple of leaves on there. Now I'm not going to do a whole lot with this rose. Now I have green. I'm just going to dip in a little bit of water. And then I'm going to dip back into some white and some pink. And we're going to go back and forth. I dirty brush everything, so could get a little green in there, but that's okay with me. Now, what you want to do is come back, and right here where the edges meet, right here, I'm working off of the tip. I'm just going to do some little petals here, and it feels real dry here. So we need some floating medium or blending gel, whichever one you work with. There we go. So I can cover up those edges a little bit. So really learn to work off of the front and the back of this angle brush. And it will really improve your painting so much. You don't have to just work off of the flat edge of a brush. There. So now, these are over the leaves. Okay. I want a little more choppy. There we go. So it looks like they're folded a little bit more. Okay, and I just smooth that out. Okay, I'm going to turn this real slow. Okay, everyone. I think we're pretty much done with this rose. So I want to bring that down a little bit more and soften it. Let's see. See if I can do it this way. It's already dry, so you know, I can piddle with this stuff all day long if I want to. You know, the longer you paint, the more you piddle. I think I would like to do. Let me come back. Now, see, I piddled with it. Now, I want to do something else with it right here. Okay, we're going to piddle right under here. I'm going to piddle in another little petal here. Just piddle with it and pull it in there. Pitty pat it in there. Yep, pick up a little float. Sometimes you might have to go to a smaller angle brush, but I'm going to try to do it with this one. There. Now, see, it looks like there's two petals there. I could even, let's see, let's get this smoother, just like that. There we go. Now it looks like two petals. Alright, let's fill in the center here with a little bit of yellow. And I think we're good. I'm not going to fill in this whole background. I have a little yellow here. I'm going to dab a little yellow. A little bit of white on this tip of the brush there. We're just going to put in a little center in here. So if you want to sit down and practice, you know, do a little practice stroke, you can just do about 15 minutes here and just practice your little petals on a rose. Okay, so I'm just going to dip in the water, blot it on a paper towel, and then come back. See, you can come back, excuse me again, and you can lighten up those petals how you want to, clean your brush, and just load the tip of it with a color, like with blue or whatever, and then you can highlight some of those petals even a little more. I won't do that on camera. I know you're probably tired of messing with this rose right now. But anyway, if you got 10 minutes of time, 15 minutes of time, go ahead and just do your little rose on paper. Now what I could do also is just put another rose over here, you know, just to practice on your brushing up on your roses. You don't have to do a complete painting. So watercolor paper is really good to use. Let me flip this over so you can see it. This is Meeden watercolor cold press 100% cotton, and it is in block form. Okay, this is 10 by 7, 300 GSMs, and this here, let me show you, this is glued. The edges are glued, and it has a little open area up here on the top, and you just stick a palette knife or something under there, and then it will come off the whole part, and you have your next piece of paper. But I find these are really nice to practice on because they don't buckle as much. Sometimes when you start painting in acrylics, it'll start warping and pulling up with you. But this way, with it in block form, it's all glued around here, and except for a little area right here, and you just pop in your palette knife and run it along this seam here, and then you take the paper off, and then you have your other paper underneath it. And it works great for acrylics when you want to work on paper and you don't want to work on canvas all the time. Okay, if you're using this palette, remember, put the top on it, put the sponge on it. When you have it, make sure you wet your sponge like that, and then you put this on the top. It's a great little palette saver. I can't believe my paints are still good after, it's been over a month that these paints have been in here, and they seem, every one of them is still workable. That's just unbelievable. I didn't realize it would last that long for your painting. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and I will see you next time. So have a good new year. All right, until next time, bye for now.